Hey everyone, welcome to episode 31 of PixlFeed Radio. I'm your host, Christian Lovrecich, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to talk about Facebook ads dead. Well, might as well be, because the past month and a half, close to 2 months, it has been a nightmare. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys, and I'm going to go into the details about what's going on, so make sure you listen all the way to the end, is that you're only going to see out there people posting the big screenshots with the big results. Let me tell you something. The people who are showing you those screenshots with crazy ROAS and like anything over 11, 10, 20, 30, whatever. Those are accounts that are established. Those are big brands. I can assure you, because I'm in all these circles with the best media buyers in the world, that 99.9999% of accounts are doing terrible. There's only a few brands that are doing okay. Not even well, but okay compared to what they were doing way before. Okay? And I think there's a lot of things that are affecting performance across the board. So I'm going to go into a little bit of what I've seen and what I've learned from talking to people and what Facebook has said on the matter. So basically, one of the big things that Facebook has been doing, and they're always doing this, but these past 2 months, not even the past 2 months, the past 3 or 4 months, they have been relentless about doing UI updates to the graphical interface inside Ads Manager, even inside of Facebook accounts. They're trying to make the desktop version look like more mobile, I guess. I personally am not a big fan of it. I've been using it. For me, it's because I have 36-inch monitors, and when I'm using the new interface, it's like everything's too spread out to the sides, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to keep track of everything. That's my personal opinion. So if you have a small laptop or something like that, I'm sure it works better, but that's why I'm not personally a big fan of it. I do like the way it looks. I don't have anything against the way it looks, but getting to things is kind of a pain in the ass. So they've been pushing that UI, and every time they push UI updates, it just affects the performance all across the board. I don't know what it is about the UI updates. I guess it's when they're changing everything, it just messes up the delivery of the ads somehow. I'm not a programmer or anything like that, so I couldn't tell you. So if anybody's a programmer that's watching this, please let me know in the comments. So that's one. Number two, they announced that they got rid of over 1,000 interests. So they have been removing detailed targeting and interest like crazy. They did this 2 months ago. They removed 1,000, and then last I heard, I got a notification on one of my ads manager saying that they removed even more. From what I heard from other people that know people on the inside, they got rid of over 6,000 interests or something like that. I mean, even if that number's not accurate, that shows you that Facebook is making that change towards letting the AI and the algorithm take care of all the targeting for you, just like I have talked in so many of my videos in the past, where the targeting is based on your ad copy and it's based on your ad creative, whether it's a video or an image. So the AI is learning from behavior and all the data that we keep feeding the machine or the beast with our pixels and our websites and all that good stuff. Which is we're gonna talk about a little bit more of this, because there's things that are coming that are gonna affect ads very badly in the next few months. So the other thing that people are guessing, and a theory that's out there, it's politics. Like, the elections are coming up in November in the U.S., and these these candidates are dropping mad cash. But then I pulled up the account the other day, and Joe Biden has only dropped like $9 million, and then the Trump campaign has only spent like $2.5 million. It might sound like a lot of money, but if you really think about it, when it comes to advertising on Facebook, that's just a drop in the bucket. And small advertisers like us, we make a lot more than that when you put us all together. The other thing you got to think about is I run ads all over the world, and I can tell you that ads are being affected all over the world. So some people out there might blame it on the elections. I'm not personally blaming it on the elections. Maybe you'll have some higher CPMs in the US because of the election, but I can tell you it's because of whatever they're doing on the back end and what they're messing up with, right? So the other thing, here's the next low blow that we're going to experience with this new Apple update. This is the one that's going to hit us hard, so you better be ready for it. If you haven't heard of it, There's some drama going on with Apple not letting developers track certain things, and for you to serve your ads and passing all that data. And they have all that drama going with the Fortnite, the people who created Fortnite and all these apps, because they're taking all this money from developers. That's a whole different podcast. But there's a lot of rumors going around, talking about Facebook and IDFA with Apple, and IDFA and IDFB. Sorry, I get all my letters mixed up. So what is IDFA? So IDFA stands for the Identifier for Advertisers. Okay, it's a random device identifier that's assigned by Apple to an iOS device. So it essentially identifies when you interact with an ad. Okay. So the majority of buyers are not going to experience anything different, right? But it's going to affect us advertisers, because now you have IDFB, which IDFB stands for, it's a code that's assigned to all apps by developers and share across the apps by that developer on iOS on an iOS device. Sorry, I'm like twisting my words here. And Apple said it's okay to keep using this, meaning that we still have an ID to get back to. Okay, this is a good thing because we can still track our behaviors and our interests. So, like I said, the buyers they're not gonna notice any big difference on their end, but we're gonna see definitely the platform not being stable on our accounts for a few days, maybe a few weeks, which sucks. And I'm sure everybody's going to be bitching about it and all that good stuff. But the good news is that if you already have data in your accounts and you have some good custom audiences, you can definitely use some of those lookalike audiences that you built of your custom audiences before the update to leverage that rocky road that we're about to experience. You got to remember, Facebook, even though Apple's doing this, Facebook, it's a cat and mouse game. I mean, they're working on server-side API, which is basically sending all the information straight from the server back to Facebook. And it's basically the Pixel. You're not relying on a Pixel, which is a piece of script to guess and send the information back. Now you're sending the information straight from the server log nodes, or whatever you want to call it. So I've been playing a little bit with an app called Segment, and you can see everything. You can track everything from exchanges, returns, add to cart, all that good stuff. But it's in real time, and it's the actual data. It's not a script that can be blocked by an ad blocker or anything like that. So that's that type of a lot of companies are going to be releasing server-side API apps. So if you have a Shopify store, if you have a funnel, then definitely want all these apps to keep coming out. They're going to bypass all this stuff. So you're not going to have to worry about, all the Apple crap that they're doing in the end. But you're definitely going to have those rocky few weeks in there. It's going to be a pain in the ass, just like anything else. So a lot of people are asking what's working right now. So, if you made it this far, so let me tell you what's working right now, what I've seen in the past 2 weeks. What I've been doing to try to keep the accounts stable. So when I'm talking about accounts stable, I'm talking accounts that are not big brands like Nike or anything like that. I'm talking about like a normal store, like the regular person watching this. So depending on your ad spend, it's going to change your strategy. So if you have a small budget, and when I say small budget, I'm talking about $10,000 and under a month, you definitely want to stick to ABO, ad set budget optimization. So I would recommend to keep them at, $10, $25, and then whichever's ad set hits and it stays steady, do not touch it, just duplicate it and keep duplicating over and over and over and over and over again. Because at those small budgets, you're not gonna kill your audience right away. So you can keep scaling that way, right? If you're using big budgets, anything over 10, 50, 100, 300K a month, then definitely CBO. CBO, because with those type of budgets, you can create CBO campaigns with different multiple ad sets. And what you do is to keep it under control. This is my personal opinion, the way I do things. A lot of media buyers out there are going to fight with me and be like, just let them run, let them do their thing. It takes 15 days to optimize. I treat people's client like my own money, so I don't care if they have hundreds of thousands to spend. I always use rules. I set rules at CPA, and if that ad set hits that CPA, it gets higher than the CPA that I set for it, that ad set gets killed. And that's how you control your costs, especially right now because everything's so volatile right now. I mean, one day you wake up and the platform's all over the place. It either spent all your money or it's not spending any. Or you wake up the next day and all your click-through rate looks amazing, your CPC looks amazing, your outbound link looks amazing, your initiate checkout numbers look great, your initiate add to cart numbers look great, unique add to cart looks fantastic, but there's no sales. That's because of disruptions, and that's why it's so important to keep rules on those ad sets. So that's what I will concentrate in. Just lower your budgets, keep everything steady as much as you can, and get ready for the rocky road in the next few weeks. Because yes, it's going to be a little rocky, but guess what? Fourth quarter is basically here, and this is the Super Bowl for e-com marketing, okay? So if you have your store and you're ready for fourth quarter, just get your offers ready in line. Make sure you can get through the few weeks. And listen, go to other platforms. I'm running Google advertising on my stores. I don't just use Facebook. I mean, I double my budgets on Google. I'm spending money on Snapchat. I'm spending money on TikTok. And believe it or not, right now, for my personal store, Facebook is my lowest budget at the moment because the other platforms are doing what they're supposed to do. So once we get through this rocky road, then you wanna have your offers ready and get ready for fourth quarter because once again, that's the Super Bowl, and this is when you make a lot of money. So guys, I hope this helps. I know I was flying solo on this PixlFeed radio episode, but couldn't get a guest this week. It's too much work, but I'm gonna get somebody on it. Until next time, make sure you keep watching the videos on the YouTube channel. If you're listening to the actual podcast, make sure you subscribe as well. Thanks, guys. See you guys in the next episode.